To recap our current watches and warnings across the state of Florida, the basically eastern coastline have either hurricane watches or warnings now issued. The watches are for the northern part of the state. The warnings are for the southern part of the state, meaning that hurricane conditions for the southern tip of the state are expected probably within 36 hours or less. We are watching our area remain not under any watches or warnings, with the closest warnings issued for Highlands and Polk County, where there is a tropical storm watch in effect. South of that, Glades County and Point South has a tropical storm warning. So it's close to us, but not in our area quite yet. That said, things could change. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see at least small craft advisories issued by tomorrow night through Friday, perhaps even gale warnings. We might see some inland wind warnings up. And if there's any major or even minor changes in the forecast track of Matthew, we could certainly see the current watches and warnings for tropical storms shifted a little bit. 76 degrees, our current air temperature. Dew point is at 72. Northeast wind comes in at about 7. A fairly clear sky with only a few fair weather clouds out there right now. No rain showers in progress in our area, though clearly the trough that is going to influence the motion of Matthew is visible on our radar imagery here. We also have some scattered showers over on the other coast, and the beginnings of the showers of Matthew are visible on radar. Everything quiet right now, but you can certainly make out that east to west motion of the air around an area of high pressure that is going to steer our storm. It's now exiting Cuba. It's a Category 3 storm, forecast to move over warm waters of the Bahama Island chain and become stronger, well organized, and by either tomorrow night or early Friday morning get very close to the east coast of Florida. The thinking has not changed there. It still remains an offshore storm, but very close to the coast and paralleling the coast as it moves up the coast toward Jacksonville. That is probably one of the worst tracks that you could have for storm surge. And there are some computer models suggest a landfall of this system as well on the east coast of Florida. Too early to tell that yet, but we'll certainly be vigilant. Today and tomorrow, fairly calm conditions, I think, then becoming breezy around here Thursday night into Friday morning. And of course, we'll be watching for any minor changes in the track of the storm that could lead to major impacts on us locally. We also have Nicole out here. It won't bother anybody, but it's kind of loop-de-loop motion out here in the Atlantic will influence the direction of Matthew. Matthew has exited Cuba slightly beat up. It has gone down to 125-mile-an-hour Category 3 storm. It is exiting into the Bahama Island chain, where it is forecast to strengthen into a Category 4 storm, get pretty close to the east coast of Florida, and then move up the coast. We are still not under the cone of this system. However, storm surges on the other coast are forecast to be at least 3 feet above ground level in many locations from Jacksonville down to Miami. Hopefully, this storm system will stay further toward the east of this cone, lessening the impact on the state of Florida. And we, of course, are watching very carefully to see that it isn't to the west of that cone. Water temperatures out here are very warm, supporting the philosophy that it will gain in intensity. I think our major impacts will be some high seas around here, possibly even 10-foot seas. Wind speeds of 15 to 20. However, we still have a minor to moderate risk of tropical storm force from coast to inland areas, and possibly some rain bands could produce some stronger winds than that. So we'll be watching for that to occur as well. Northeast winds at about 10 to 15 today. Light chop building to a moderate chop, and the forecast calls for watching the tropics very carefully. Then the weekend looks good. This should bring us our first little taste of fall as Matthew pulls away from the state of Florida. Back to you guys.